Hey everybody, in this video I'll be giving my opinion for the best Enchanter spell for Frostgrave. Hey everybody, I'm Alan with Bricks and Blocks Gaming, tabletop gaming with bricks and blocks and helping to build your gameplay experience. In the game of Frostgrave, the Enchanter has the ability to imbue things with magic, and this allows them to create magical equipment, manipulate inanimate objects, and strengthen their allies. Of all the magic schools in Frostgrave, this was the most difficult for me to choose a best spell, and that's because the Enchanter has, in my opinion, the best variety of good spells in the game, which leads to lots of options for how you can build an Enchanter and which of their spells to pick for aligned and neutral wizards. So I'll be talking about a few of their spells, and then I'll get to the bricks and blocks of what I believe to be the best Enchanter spell in Frostgrave and state my case for why. Embed Enchantment is a powerful spell that gives a spellcaster the ability to create magical weapons and armor if they also know Enchant Weapon or Enchant Armor. Requiring two spells from the same school means that actual enchanters are the only spellcasters that have access to this powerful ability to build their own magical arsenal without having to first purchase or find additional grimoires after they've already ventured into the runes of Frostgrave. But even if you're not able to create permanent magical equipment, the Enchant Weapon spell is a great choice for aligned and neutral wizards looking for low casting number spells to buff their allies. And it allows those figures to cause magical damage, which is important against some of the creatures you'll find in the Frozen City. Grenade is a great area attack spell with a low casting number, making it another good way for any wizard to deal magic damage or area effect damage. And for more information about this spell, check my video that's linked in the description box where I compare the Grenade spell to the Elemental Ball spell. Now, we'll talk about Strength, which I believe is the best buffing spell in the game. Being able to raise a figure's fight stat by +2 is huge, as it can make something like a thug as offensively capable as a knight, and turn a Templar or Barbarian into a total powerhouse on the battlefield. It's also a great option for increasing the defense of a spellcaster, as the fight stat is the first line of defense against melee or ranged combat. And I think this spell really shines in solo play, like in the Perilous Dark supplement, as you can easily set up your most powered up soldier to be the target of all uncontrolled creatures' limited AI, both to crush your enemies and keep your other figures out of harm's way. But I believe the title of Best Enchanter spell goes to Telekinesis. The goal of Frostgrave is to get your figures to the treasure tokens and then pull your findings off the board. And this spell essentially lets you skip the step of getting to the treasure by bringing the treasure to your figures. Even though you can't use telekinesis to move the central treasure until after it's been picked up and dropped, it can make securing other treasures on your side of the table a cakewalk as you magically lift the tokens close to the board's edge and right at your waiting soldier's feet. One great strategy if your spellcasters can easily cast this spell is at the start of the game while placing treasures, put all of your tokens at the top of the highest terrain pieces on the board that are still visible from the opposite side of the table. If you win the roll to choose your side of the board first, choose that opposite side. Then, after your opponent has wasted a bunch of time slowly climbing the terrain to get to the tokens that are closest to them, use telekinesis to move it 6 inches in a horizontal direction, then let it drop to the ground close to your own figures. Another good option is to pair it with Fool's Gold and really control the treasures on the table. The only real downfall to telekinesis is if your opponent is equally skilled at casting it as you are, because it'll lead to kind of a stalemate situation with both players just moving treasure tokens back and forth. But even with that, I believe telekinesis is the best enchanter spell and one of the best spells in Frostgrave. Let me know in the comments your pick for best Enchanter spell, whether you agree with my assessment or not, and why. And feel free to click like and subscribe so you can keep up with all the content that I'm releasing. I'm Alan with Bricks and Blocks Gaming. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.